Last week I made a video called "Is ES in Imminent Danger? Get Out!" and many of you laughed at me. Even ES herself mocked me by making a reply video. She told me that she was perfectly safe. She even had her trainer, that's the guy with the abs I'm assuming, showing them off. Well, we know who this man is now, and we know what she's been up to. And these words have come from Prince Ayoko himself. Hello and welcome to another day in paradise, and welcome to another edition of the Unapologetic Negropian. In today's video, last night there were fireworks up in northern Ghana, but not the sort of ones that we are used to on New Year's Eve. In a fiery public address, the prince voiced his displeasure at ES's belligerence. So what did she do, and why is the prince so angry? Well, we're going to go into that today, but first I'm going to ask you to please like, subscribe, share and click the bell notification. So it seems as though last night ES went out. Where she went, who knows? Only ES knows. I don't know. And it seems as though the prince doesn't know either. Now, the fact that the prince voiced the fact that he didn't know means that they weren't in communication. With humility, the prince addressed the public. Now, why he addressed the public, I don't know, because I don't know why this would be anybody else's problem or anybody else's business, but he did. And he did it with humility and with respect. Now, one of the first things he does in this live video that he made last night was he spoke about his lineage and how important his lineage is. He then goes on to tell people how life in the diaspora differs from life on the continent. So he basically tells people, hey, here on the continent, we are not selfish. You guys in the West, you guys live the selfish life. But over here, it's all about family, it's all about tradition, it's all about bloodline. Essentially, he's saying that you always put other people first. Even he, with blue blood, will do this. I would strongly suggest that you go and watch his live because he does spit out some wisdom in this live. Let's be real, right? Ghana has something which many other countries in Western Africa doesn't have. It has peace, it has stability, it has a functioning system. So what is it about that country that is giving its people the ability to grow and prosper without threats of violence or instability from the government? Well, in this video, Prince Ayoko is telling us it's because they don't have the same selfish attitudes as people have in other West African countries, and specifically and definitely in Western countries. ES said, Prince Ayoko, you are embarrassing yourself. Well, for one, who are you to tell a prince that he's embarrassing himself? Who are you? You're a nobody in comparison to him, so who are you? Secondly, the prince didn't embarrass himself. ES already did that job for him. I mean, this guy is the heir to the throne, for heaven's sakes. And you don't even bother to give him a call. You don't even bother to communicate with him and let him know when you'll be back. You don't even bother to actually wait for him, to be there for him. Clearly, this man is in love with this woman. But you have to question whether the feelings are mutual. When it comes to royal blood, dignity and humility come first above everything. So if you've got somebody who's not treating you as a royal with dignity, respect and humility, what does that say about you? And what does it say about the person who's treating you that way? Honestly, as I have just made this video, the video that he made last night, that live video, has gone private, which is probably the best thing for both ES and Prince Ayoko, if I need to be honest with you. In the video, the prince confronts ES, and for the first time ever, ES looks disheveled. She looks like she's scared. She looks like things are out of her control. Prince Ayoko is telling ES and telling everybody else, my lineage has been here for a millennia. Who are you to think that you can walk into this ground, our sacred land, and start posturing, start giving orders, start acting like you own this place? So what does this tell me? Well, it tells me that a number of things could be happening. The fact that he actually voiced it out and put it on video and for the whole world to see tells me that perhaps he is starting to position himself for the Bonsu micro village to take over entirely. I mean, let's be real. What does he need ES for? He doesn't need her for money. He's got plenty of that himself. He doesn't need her for any type of material possessions. He doesn't need her. He doesn't need her subscribers. He doesn't need her fan base. He doesn't need any of that. So essentially, he's telling her, hey, we have been here for 1,000 years. We will survive another 1,000 years. We took on the colonialists and we beat them. Okay? They're nothing but a blip on our radar. Who are you to think that you can come inside here and start being belligerent and disrespectful to our royal bloodline? Think about the sheer arrogance. The arrogance of ES to come inside this village, to come onto this land after she'd been out, God knows where, without even knocking on the door, without saying sorry, without anything, walking onto land that she does not own, without a care in the world. How do you think that would make that young prince feel? I mean, there is one thing that the prince gets wrong. He keeps saying, oh, well, you know, this is a Western mindset. This is what they do in the West, and you need to change it before you get to Africa. That's wrong. We don't do that in the West. Our women don't do that in the West. There is no way that my woman would go out, right, on New Year's Eve without telling me where she's going. Come home without telling me when she's coming home with someone who I don't know who it is. There is no way she would do that to me. And I'm just a normal guy. I'm not royalty. And she wouldn't do it to me. I know plenty of people that wouldn't happen to. It's not normal here in the West. I mean, she says in the confrontation between Prince Ayoko and ES, she says that I'm an adult woman. Then why aren't you acting like one? This man, this young prince, went live to defend this woman. And this is how she repays him back. In another way, the prince is also telling ES, hey, you think you're powerful? You think your powers of divination are something to be reckoned with? No. You will have nothing compared to where you are and the people who are here. You are a nobody. There are people here with powers that you cannot even imagine. And that is what he's trying to tell her. He's trying to put her in her place to say, listen, you're messing with the big boys now. Put some respect on it. Prince Ayoko knows that ES has nowhere to go. If ES was to leave the Bonsu micro village, where would she go? Back to the States? Where would she go? She doesn't have a home. The Bonsu micro village is her home. But from my point of view, I don't think the prince is taking advantage of this. Okay? The prince is too, I don't know, he's too dignified to do something like that. But back in ES's mind, she knows that she is in a situation where she needs a get-out plan. Did I not bloody make a video about this? And did you guys not like it? Right? There were so many of you out there who said I was talking rubbish. Feel free to apologize in the comment section below. Listen, ES is the same enigmatic, beautiful, seductive, charming, powerful woman that we all know, that we've all grown to love since since before she left the United States. So does she truly need a plan B just in case? Because the reality is she's the type of person who can't be held down. She can't be shackled and tied up in a small northern Ghanaian town. She is a world changer. So, I mean, even I struggle to see a long-lasting definitive relationship between ES and the humble, honorable Prince Ayoko. The differences in culture are just there to be seen. But the simple fact is that there is no respect coming from one of those parties, and I'm hoping that I don't have to say who it is. You should be able to see that for yourself. This just goes to show that what you normally see on the screen is not normally the reality. For the first time, it looked like things were out of her control. She looked alone, isolated, vulnerable. You had one job, and that was to be dignified and respectful to one man. What does that say about ES if she cannot do that? These are really difficult times up in northern Ghana for ES and even the Prince. And the reality is, I kind of hope that these two get to reconcile and sort this out, because these two, if they eventually get married, you'll have the lineage, the power of Prince Ayoko's bloodline, and then you would have the debonair, talented, beautiful race of ES combined in one unified unit. Wow, that is an African power couple. But it's important that they manage to communicate with one another. It seems as though the way Prince Ayoko was speaking, it doesn't sound like it's the first time she has trodden on his toes. It sounds like he is coming to the end of his tether. ES needs Prince Ayoko, not the other way round. And to all you ES minions out there, you super fans, I hope you're watching this, because the reality is it looks like ES is going to need your help and support more right now than at any other time in her life. During a live with Go Black to Africa, I apologized to the Prince. I had to apologize because there was something wrong with what I did when I was speaking about the Prince last week. I spoke about the Prince with disrespect and dishonor. I knew I did that. And because I was wrong, I knew I had to ask the Prince for forgiveness. So I swallowed my pride, because I have more respect for that royal lineage than some people do, apparently. Because who am I? Who am I to go around talking about African nobility in that sort of a sense? Now, I did download the video before they took it down, luckily enough, but the video is very bad. So I'm going to play the actual audio so you can hear the audio for yourself. I'm only going to play the part in which Prince Ayoko confronts ES as she comes back at 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, out of respect to the Prince, I'm not going to play the whole video. I will also delete it after I've finished with it. However, what I will do is I'll play the audio with the confrontation between Prince Ayoko and ES.
Why should people be attacking you and I defend you, and at the end of it, this is what you do? Look, when you say this is not tradition, you are lying to them. You are 100% lying to them. What is tradition? What is tradition? What is tradition? Yes, come. I'm talking about you. You are here right now. Come. Listen. Come and talk to them. Who brought you here? You see, she is here in the first. Let me go to her. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a bad guy. Talk to them. You are here. Talk to them. We are all here. Talk to them. Look, who took you out? Control yourself. I'm controlling myself. Who took you out? Control yourself. I'm controlling myself. Who took you out? Embarrassing yourself. You are rather embarrassing yourself. You can listen. You see, if you have anything to talk to them, you see her? This is her. From an adult woman, Ayoko. No problem. No problem. When you are an adult woman, you should treat yourself as an adult woman and don't fool yourself. What is the internet? How long did I talk to you about this? What do you want to know about the truth? Do you want to joke with me? Do you want to play with me? Don't do that. See what I'm saying? This is the time that she came back home. 1:22 a.m. Who brought her? You see what she told me? You see what she told me? Look, experience is the best teacher. I'm so happy that you have seen the time that she came home and you did not see who brought her home from the 1st of January 2021 at around what? 1:23 a.m. 1:23 a.m. Who brought her here? I'm asking all of you.
How can she just disrespect nobility like that without a care in the world? I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do that to a normal person. I wouldn't disrespect a normal person like that. What must this prince be going through right now? What must he be thinking? Being royalty and having someone treat him like that. Guys, I can guarantee you this now. It is likely that the prince has never been treated like that before in the entirety of his life. If I was ES and if I truly wanted to repent, I would get down on my knees and I would beg the prince for forgiveness. Because let's face it, she has nowhere else to go. She doesn't have anywhere else to go. She's not going to go back to the States. She's not going to go back to Tanzania. Yes, she has her supporters, but look at them. Most of her supporters are living on the margins of insanity themselves. They don't know what is real and what isn't. I mean, imagine the audacity of telling this man to act like an adult. You're the one who's coming back in, sneaking back into the village like a child sneaking back into the house because they're late after their curfew. And you're telling him to act like an adult? That is absolutely crazy. So guys, perhaps not the best news that you would want to wake up to on a New Year's Day, but let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you for the prince or are you for ES? Are these guys going to get back together? Are they going to form a solid unit, a solid couple? Or are they in a situation where things are just about to fall apart? Was the prince right to act in this way? Let me know in the comments section. It would be really good to hear from you. So guys, I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing as well. Thank you for the new subscribers. I see you there. Enjoy your New Year's Day and I will see you in the next one. Until then, think twice, ta-ra a bit.